Hello and welcome to Top 5 Mondays, my new series that I'm starting here on YouTube. Last week the first installment was very successful. I did my top 5 Batman movies. You can go check that out if you haven't seen it yet. Got a great response from it, glad you enjoyed it. And I've also asked people to send in suggestions for future top 5, top 10 videos that I could do. And I got quite a few of them on that video page and on my Facebook page, so thanks for that. All those people who gave in suggestions. I've kept a note of all of them, so I'll never be short of an idea. But today I'm going to do something that just spur of the moment I decided to do because I recently watched the last few Pixar movies that I hadn't seen yet. So today could be my top 5 Pixar movies. First of all, I want to give an honourable mention to a film called The Pixar Story, which came out in 2007. It's not technically a Pixar film, but it is a documentary movie about the history of Pixar, and it is fantastic. It is a brilliant documentary. We watched it last week, and it just gives you a real insight into the inner workings of Pixar, where it came from. You know, John Lasseter starting out in animation, going to Disney, working in Disney World, and then going to Lucasfilm, and developing Pixar as a company, getting Steve Jobs on board from Apple, which I never knew that Steve Jobs was such a huge part of Pixar, and then making the first ever fully digitally animated feature movie, and just all the struggles that went through getting Toy Story made, and then keeping that success and keeping the ball rolling. And it goes up to about 2006 when they released Cars, and it's a brilliant documentary. You can find it on the 2-disc Blu-ray of WALL-E. It's probably on the 2-disc DVD as well. Brilliant film. Now on with the list. 5. Up, a brilliant movie that knocked me for 6. I mean, I think anyone will attest to this. If you've seen the first 10-15 minutes of Up, it is a tough watch. It is an emotionally draining film right from the get-go, but it's fantastic and it's wondrous and it's full of life and full of adventure and sadness, and just again the way that Pixar are able to manipulate our emotions with pixels is just never fails to amaze me. And well, not just pixels, but with the voice acting and the music as well. It's all its own package. But Up, I don't love some of the elements of Up, like in the jungle and things, and those dogs and with the communicating things. I'm not really a big fan of that part of the film, but anything with the main character in the house and the kid, and again, just the opening, that was just such a powerful sequence. Up is brilliant. 4. A Bug's Life. I love A Bug's Life. It was, of course, Pixar's follow-up to their first film, and so there's a lot of pressure on them, and they just pulled it off again. They pushed the boundaries even further. It's mentioned in the Pixar story that you know, that they couldn't really do more than 50 to 60 ants in any single shot, and they were told they couldn't do this, and they decided to do it anyway, and they again just broke whole new grounds with digital animation in some of the crowd shots in that movie. But as a movie, I just love it. I had it on VHS, and I literally would watch it, rewind the tape and watch it again. It's one of the only movies I've ever done that in my life, and I just watched it all day long. I loved A Bug's Life. Now, as an older person, having seen Seven Samurai, the 1954 Japanese movie, which this heavily borrows from in terms of the storyline, makes it even more enjoyable to me, and it's just, it looks fantastic. I adore the music, I adore the characters, and I just think it's brilliant all around. Bug's Life, just brilliant. 3. Toy Story 3, in at number 3. Yes, most people would say this is their favourite Pixar movie, and I can see why. For me, why it's not number 1 is probably the middle section of the film. I think it's great, but it's not as strong as the beginning and the ending of the film. And I don't just mean like the first scene and the last scene, I mean like the first 10 minutes, the last 10 to 15 minutes. 2 amazing blocks of movie, if you will. It's just, oh, the opening, just so emotional. Well, I wouldn't say the opening's so emotional, but just, you know, the way that it's opens with Andy playing with the toys and having so much fun and just adoring these toys, and then you cut to him as a teenager where he's forgotten about them, and they're trying to get him to come and pick them up, and they've put a phone in the toy box so that he can open up and see them, and he just tosses them to the side and doesn't, their plan doesn't work, and they're facing the end of their shelf life, literally. And then the end of the movie, where Andy kind of gives, spoilers, he gives this little girl the toys, and he gives every one of them their moment, and he shows her who they are and what they're about, and they get their wish of kind of getting to play with Andy one last time. It's just beautiful moment. And the way it ends as well, you know, with Woody kind of watching Andy drive away, and then it just pans up, and it's the clouds in the same formation of the wallpaper in the beginning of the very first movie. It's just brilliant. Toy Story 3 is just it's a work of art in my opinion. Awesome. 2. Toy Story, the original. I don't think it's as good as a film as the third one, or maybe it is, I don't know, but I enjoy it more because it was the original. It was the first Pixar movie, the first digitally animated movie, and it is just brilliant. From start to finish, I can enjoy this movie any day of the week, twice on Sunday. It's just so fun. The characters, you know, Woody and Buzz and all the other side characters are great, and just this, I love the adventure they go on, you know, to into the Pizza Planet truck, which would of course, you know, if you watch any Pixar movie, you can spot the Pizza Planet truck somewhere. It would become a staple of their kind of Easter eggs in their movies. And you know, going to Pizza Planet and the claw, and then to Sid's house, which has like the carpet is the same as The Shining. You know, it's a nice little tidbit there. Toy Story, it's just it's a classic. It's an absolute classic. I think anyone would probably say it's one of their favorite films because it's just, it reaches children and adults alike, I think. And I love it. You know, again, I was the perfect age when it came out. I was 7 when Toy Story came out, so I was right there loving it. And yeah, Toy Story, it's one of the best. 1. What's it gonna be? Number 1. Is it gonna be The Incredibles? Is it gonna be Finding Nemo? Or is it gonna be what it is? WALL-E. WALL-E. Oh, I have too much love for WALL-E. I've talked about it too many times in too many videos, so I'll keep this very brief. But WALL-E to me is almost a perfect movie. The first 20 minutes are just flawless. The story I love the ideas, the themes, and it looks just incredible. And how that Pixar managed to create this robotic character out of pixels, animated inside a computer, with no facial features but 2 kind of bug eyes that look like binoculars. And you feel for this character, you think, oh, he's so cute. How they did it, I just do not know. It's such an achievement in of itself of that fact. But the movie itself is great. Maybe when you get to the humans, it falls a little bit. The charm loses a little bit of its kind of magic, because just again, when it's just WALL-E out there on his own, it's just, oh, what a film. But it picks up, and it is probably my favourite animated movie ever. I would probably put it over some of the traditional animated films as well. You know, maybe not as great as, say, Lion King, or, you know, to me personally, Porco Rosso, but I don't know, maybe it is, you know. To me, WALL-E is just an achievement and an amazing story. And just, I don't know how many words I can throw at you that will express how much I love the film. WALL-E is always going to be at the top. Thank you for watching. That's my top 5 Pixar movies. It was very tough. There were loads of other films that I really wanted to include. The 3 movies that I hadn't seen until recently were Finding Nemo, Monsters University, and Cars 2. Cars 2 wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Monsters University was awesome. I really loved that one. That would almost be, you know, that would be in the top 10 for sure, along with Monsters Inc. Finding Nemo, I think I was just a bit too late to the party for Finding Nemo. Everyone has raved how amazing it is for like 10 years now, and I'm just a bit too late to the party, I think. I did love it though. I thought it was brilliant. Loved everything about it, but it didn't quite kind of grab me as like, that's the best, you know. Yeah, you know, it's definitely up there. It'd be in the top 10 without a doubt, but you know, I didn't kind of think that was, you know, as good as WALL-E or anything. So there you go, my top 5 Pixar movies. Thank you for watching, and make sure you tune in next week for another top 5 video. It's going to be a really cool one. See you then.
He says he's really cool, but I think he's a tool. Even though I'm sure he's a quite nice guy, really. He's a quite nice guy, really.